there, everyone. A very good evening. Welcome to the Waran Shanmugam show. Today, Wednesday, 16th of March, 2022. We are here 8 p.m. Malaysian time, and we are going to talk about yet another guest speaker. And it is going to be interesting as usual because every single time we bring in a guest speaker, they are always telling us different stories. Now, I heard a couple of them were saying that, you know what, hey, how come you have got only female, or rather, most of them are female? Well, that is the intention. The intention is actually to bring about the ladies out there and to speak about their stories, their journey, their experiences. Some of them may seem very common, very the same, but the idea is to give you that knowledge, that assurance that no matter who you are, wherever you are now, and whatever journey or platform you are going through, you have got a choice to make. And the choices that you make will bring about the differences in life. And you need to really think through the choices that you have. And this is the simplest message that we are trying to pass it on to you people out there. So please, if you think that you want to inspire yet another person, please go and share this link. If they have missed or they are going to miss the show today, doesn't matter, they can still watch the recorded version using the same link. So today, before we bring in our guest speaker, I had a fun chat this morning, very early morning my time, which was midnight her time. She's from the UK, and it is mind blowing to see how a lot of people do a lot of things out there which we do not know. We shall talk to her shortly, but before that, some adverts, yeah, shall we? So if you can see, remember, we have got this mindful meditation that is happening in SCT Academy. Now, this course is very interesting. Why? Because it is not about you sitting down under a tree and meditating for hours. It is about how you very quickly transform your inner self, your mindset, and eventually be able to run through a particular day in a smooth sailing manner. It all depends on how you want to activate your chakras, and how to activate chakras is what we are trying to showcase here. Please call the number that is available there, 012-5614319, so that you will be able to see how best you can transform your life. Then you have got NLP. All of us know Neuro Linguistic Programming, NLP for short. How does that, how is it going to help you? Now, NLP can change your behavior, can change your attitude, can bring about the change that you need in life. But you need to know the skills, you need to know the how-tos. NLP will teach you. Believe me, guys, I have done NLP and it has transformed my life big time. And this is what I want to showcase to you guys. When you learn NLP, when you become a practitioner, not only can you change your life, you can also touch a lot of people's life. So please, if you want to know more and get yourself certified, please call the number 0125614 Now, if you want to brush up your English, if you have got issues with your English, if that is what you think, not to worry. If you are a secondary school student, we have got a program for you. And if you are a university student who are also struggling into wanting to learn, speak, and have a conversation, a decent conversation in English, call us 0125614 SCT Academy provides these trainings on English proficiency for both secondary school and also pre-university. And lastly, cabin crew certification course. It's now available in Seremban. If you could see, those are the modules that will be shared with you. You will go through this course. It's about 3 to 4 months program, includes English lessons, and it's hybrid. Hybrid means you have got online and also the face-to-face. Lots of things that they teach, and this is encouraged for SPM leavers. So if you're an SPM leaver, please call this number, Waran Shanmugam, 012-5614319. And if you are there, you will be able to actually enjoy yourself. So now, without any more delays, let us bring in our special guest, Sharmila Nagarajan, all the way from the US. I'm sorry, UK. Well, ladies and gentlemen, thank you so much for joining. We have got Sharmila Nagarajan, as I mentioned just now. And it's interesting why, because she is going to talk about something very different, something that we don't speak about all the time. And it is with regards to women. Everywhere you have got this issue going. But let's hear from her as to what's happening. Sharmila, thank you
Hello.
so much for joining us. I know time difference is what, 8 hours?
Yes, it is 8 hours.
All right, all right. So how was your day today? Let's start with that.
My day was good. Started
Okay,
very early in the morning because I went into the office today. So it was a long day. And then catching up with a friend for dinner and then came back, relaxed a bit. And then I got ready for this show.
nice, nice. So you are in London itself, right?
I work, well, yeah, it's pretty much Greater London is where I live.
Okay, I see. All right. Okay, so now chair, Rotary Action Group, menstrual health and hygiene. What is this about? Share with us a little bit about what you guys do. Who are you guys? Let's go straight diving into the reality of what is out there, which a lot of people kind of not know.
Okay.
All
Well,
yours.
we are a Rotary Action Group for Menstrual Health and Hygiene. So, as you can say, it is to do with menstrual periods. We break the silence and the taboo and the stigma attached to periods, and we try to create as much as possible awareness on the products that are available, that are sustainable products. That's the most important part. We
Mhm.
would like to, or we promote sustainable products that's using reusable sanitary napkins or menstrual cup. And sometimes going about menstrual cup, a lot of people tell me, so what is a menstrual cup? I've never heard of it. I have had a lot of women say that. And to be frank with you, I didn't know that either until I joined, I formed this group back in 2020. And we had our medical director, Dr. Meenakshi Bharat from Bangalore. She told us about menstrual cup, and she said that's God sent. It saves you money. There's no wastage and no rashes. She'll say no cash, no trash, no waste. So that was her mantra, and we really promote that because menstrual cup has got its benefits, and for people in the lower strata, they save money. It's a long term product that you can use, which is up to 7 to 10 years. And it's medical grade silicone that they have to use. It's not one of those cheap ones, obviously. It's always good to use something that's medical grade silicone. You don't want to be putting something inside your body which is not supposed to be there otherwise. So this is what we encourage, and there are a lot of projects that we do across the globe that is done by our regional directors, and a lot of Rotary clubs themselves have taken upon themselves to do menstrual hygiene projects. That is either creating awareness within the schools, talking to their friends and family, Rotary clubs, organizations, police, the prison. So the list goes on.
Yeah, yeah, right. Yeah. So if I may ask from the message that you give, a menstrual cup, right? I do read some of the projects that you do. It's called biodegradable menstrual cup. Yeah.
No, no, no.
No, it's not.
Biodegradable is sanitary napkins
Ah.
or reusable sanitary napkins. So you have two
Okay.
types. There's three types of sanitary napkins. So you have your reusable sanitary napkins, your biodegradable sanitary napkins, and you have the commercial disposable sanitary napkins.
Okay.
Your disposable sanitary napkins are the ones that, your Whispers and I don't know what other brands that are out there. And they're sort of 90% plastic, and you can only use it one time. That's the difference with using a disposable sanitary napkin. The biodegradable sanitary napkins degrades, over time. So again, we don't encourage that because it's going to give you waste as well. Ideally, we would like someone to start off with using reusable sanitary napkins. So you'll be able to use it between around 3 years. 2 to 3 years is what you would expect someone to use sanitary napkins. And those ones are basically washable once you reuse them. And
Yeah.
obviously, if someone is comfortable enough, they can use the menstrual cup, which is even better because you can use it between 7 to 10 years, as I said before. Again,
Okay.
it depends on how comfortable one is to use whichever product they are comfortable. We can't push. As women, we should have rights on what products you can use, and they should be given the choice. So we just tell them, hey, this is what's out there. You make a choice of which product you like to use. We
Okay.
don't
Fine.
force
So
people.
that's nice. That's nice. So, again, pardon me with all these questions in a detailed manner. Why? Because I do have ladies at home, and I know pretty much the basics, but not in detail. So, I'm asking this for the benefit for the lady of the for the ladies out there. Yeah, and you spoke about the menstrual cup. Now, I've never heard of it, and I've never seen until I met you, and then when you gave me the link, right? When I saw it is like that's something like you guys advocate also, yeah.
Yes.
Now I saw in couple of movies where the branded sanitary pads are expensive, so therefore they cannot afford to purchase those. And ladies back then they just use cloths which can be very unhygiene, where they really wash it again and reuse those cloths. Have you seen those type of a real life situation, or it was just in the movies?
No, I mean we've got a lot of clubs and members who are doing a lot of projects on the ground, and they would come back and tell us stories of, what would we would call it as the horror stories of young girls in the sub-Saharan countries where they have not had access to clean sanitary products. They use all sorts of rag, and that causes infection and sometimes leads to death, because if you don't look after yourself, and personal hygiene is very important.
Mm-hmm.
And another issues that we have is no access to sanitary products. They can't afford to buy. A lot of some girls have committed suicide because they haven't had access to it. They can't go to school. It's shame. What do? They've committed suicide. There's also sex in exchange for sanitary napkins. These are things that are actually going out. It's happening in the world. And it's very sad to hear these things. And I hear these things and I think, like, we need to do something. This is just not right. Having access to sanitary products is very important to one as a person, as a dignity as well. And it also brings self confidence when you have these products.
Yeah, I'm sure. I'm sure. And you were mentioning about suicide and also sex in exchange for sanitary pads. That's to the extreme. Yeah, people. I don't know whether people know about all these things. I definitely do not know that it went to that extreme. But that's really bad of a case, right? That is happening around the world. So your action group, how far are you guys actually going towards reaching out to these type of ladies or girls?
So what's happening is, I'll just give you. We have the regional directors working in Mexico, Argentina, sub-Saharan countries, also in the Indian region as well. So let me take for an example, first of all, India.
Okay.
So we have obviously people in the South Indian states where they have got ladies who are going to schools and speaking to the girls about menstrual health, the problems you can get with periods, and what are the products available. And they are then given the option of what they can use. Generally, with Indian culture, as I'm being an Indian, I'm saying this, a lot of people would not be happy to have their young daughters using menstrual cup. So there is a bit of a thing there. But end of the day, again, we say, okay, use reusable napkins until you're sexually active, then you can use the menstrual cup. This is what we tend to tell, or anyone above 18 years old, you can use. But again, it's an individual preference. We don't force it down the throat saying, no, you got to use this. Um, And obviously, we have had a lot of ladies who work long hours who are very happy to use menstrual cup because they don't have to, especially if you're working in the field, you don't actually have access to toilets. So if they're using a menstrual cup can be used between 10 to 12 hours. So if you put, if you're going to use something during the morning when you're going out to work, you don't need to remove it and empty it and clean it until you get back home. So a lot of people are very accepting to the fact that it's a good product to use, and it's, you don't have to worry about, oh, I got to go and change my napkin. All these things come into the picture as well. So
Mhm.
there are people who are, warmly embracing menstrual cup, and we would think people in the village wouldn't accept one of these things, but they are very, very excited and they're happy to use it and very
Yeah.
comfortable. And obviously, when one person says good about it, it goes to 10 people and it just multiplies. So it helps us.
It's
Um,
done deal, right? Yeah.
yeah, it works. It's word of mouth. And once someone has used it and they are comfortable, we call them, they are cupwits. So they are converted from using cupwits. That's what we call them.
Ah.
Again, in Nigeria, we have a lot of gynecologists who are doing the groundwork. They are distributing reusable sanitary napkins. Menstrual cup are not very popular in the sub-Saharan countries at the moment, but reusable sanitary napkins are distributed in the local areas there, and they do take in warmly to that. Again, you do need to have some amount of water in order to be able to wash these reusable sanitary napkins, and they are also told on how they have to wash it. So it's
Okay.
not a long process. It's basically you soak it in cold water for about 10 minutes, and then by the time you've had your shower, you'll be able to rinse it out and dry it out. That's
Ah.
what it is. And looking at countries in Argentina, they have approached women prison, and the inmates there, they've warmed up to using menstrual cup. And again, in prisons, this was a conversation we had a couple of weeks ago, about a week ago, and one of my Rotarian friends was telling me that again, you have to do favors to get sanitary napkins from outside. So by having a menstrual cup, that's going to last you for 7 to 10 years. You don't need to go and beg anyone. Can you buy me these or do some kind of favors in order to get these products?
Mm.
So it does make a huge difference to a lot of women's lives. And in Mexico, also, it's been taking off in a big time. A lot of awareness has been created, distribution of menstrual cups, reusable sanitary napkins. We generally only promote reusable sanitary napkins and menstrual cup. We don't actually promote biodegradable. But obviously, in India, there has been Rotary clubs that have been fitting in vending machines in the train stations. And I was telling them why, because we should be putting in, you know, reusable. But we'll get there in the end. It's a
Yeah.
one step, having something in a platform
Yeah.
itself is quite a big thing. It's breaking the taboo as it is.
Exactly.
And I think, we have to start somewhere. And when in schools they say, oh, we need an incinerator. And I'm like, why? Why do you want to pollute the environment? Why don't you convert them to using reusable sanitary napkins? You don't
Mm.
need to burn anything. We don't want to burn because that's going to pollute the air. Again, if you're having um, disposable sanitary napkins, they're 90% plastic and they
Mm.
take thousands of years to disappear. And if it goes to the sea, it kills mammals. It goes on and on. We can always say the disadvantages of how the for the environment. And again, if you use the menstrual cup, there's zero waste. We're not chucking anything. And even if you do, it's in 7 to 10 years one menstrual cup. It's not a
Mm.
big deal compared to someone chucking sanitary napkins every
Exactly.
month. So that's
Yeah.
how I feel.
Yeah, yeah. So you see, you have got this disposable where it is not environmental friendly. Let's put it that way. But again, you were talking about these reusable sanitary napkins, right? Now, I may have seen it wrong. some part of the world, like in Nigeria, if I'm not wrong. I've got some friends there who actually, this is what they do. They go to schools and they go to these small villages. They teach these young girls how to make their own napkins. Now, what's your say on that?
Yes. So
Yeah.
what we do have is we do have groups or Rotarians who does it as a project where we have given sewing machines, telling them like, this is how you can stitch it. We give them guidance on how to make sanitary napkins, and that becomes a livelihood for them. You can actually sell it on as well. And obviously you can also learn how to make it yourself. That is
Mm,
also available.
yeah.
Yes.
And so are those the reusable sanitary napkins that you were talking about?
They are reusable sanitary
Okay,
napkins.
fine.
Yeah.
So now, Sharmila, I want to ask you this. Now you have got the branded version of the pets, right? Then you have got the reusable and then the cup. Now, in comparison to the price, right? How much cheaper? Not in terms of money, but percentage maybe. How much cheaper is the cup? How much cheaper is the reusable in comparison to the marketable
You
branded?
got me there. You got
Ah,
me there. Okay,
okay.
a
Yeah.
menstrual cup on an average costs around £25. I'm going to use pounds because I'm from the UK. I live
Go
in the
ahead. Go
UK.
ahead. Yeah.
So that's around £25, and you're looking at about using that for the next 7 to 10 years. That's your cost.
Okay.
Probably a woman might have more than one menstrual cup. She may have two. It's entirely up to her. So that's going to be the cost for 7 to 10 years. And disposable sanitary napkins, I think you're looking at probably about £3.
Mm.
I'm not sure.
Okay.
So
Okay.
I'm putting my hands up there. I'm not sure. And
Okay.
again, with reusable ones in the UK, you're looking at about 15 to £20.
Okay. I see. Yeah. So that's
And that
a
one is going to last you maybe between 3 to 5 years. So cost effectiveness and saving money wise, it's menstrual cup.
yeah.
Second, it will be reusable napkins. Then comes down to your tampons and your disposable pads.
So yeah. So from what you are saying, the best deal would be the menstrual cup. So the
Yes.
question.
Okay,
Go
go
ahead. Go
on.
ahead. Go ahead. Go ahead.
I'll wait until you ask me the question.
Okay. So the question is this: are these cups readily available out there in the market, or yeah? What? How's the availability there?
Okay. In the UK, you can find them in the larger superstores. They are
Okay.
available like in Tesco's and Sainsbury's. You can get them in Boots and Superdrugs, but they have to be the super, super big ones. Or you can it's readily available on Amazon and various other online websites. You
Okay.
can get them. And I presume in Malaysia, probably you can get them on Lazada or some online websites.
Okay.
Yeah, it is
Yeah.
available. It's more readily available online than probably in the stores. And
Okay.
again, no one's going to promote that because Procter and Gamble and all the other major brands, they're going to lose out if somebody starts using menstrual cup. They're going to go bust. So it's
Exactly.
obviously we are the ones now creating the awareness saying, hey, use menstrual cup. Again, no brands, it's individual preference what they use. They need to check the reviews, be comfortable with what they want to use. But that's probably what we need to do. And this is what we are doing, creating the awareness, saying, hey, this is the amazing product. Let's use this. Let's save the future generation. Let's save the environment. Let's save
Nice.
the waste that we are throwing away at the moment.
Indeed, right? Yeah. So I think this is very interesting. Why? Because you're talking about something that is very new, and it is going to help these ladies for the longest period of time. And this is what we need. Yeah. So, ladies and gentlemen out there, you are watching the Waran Shanmugam show. You have got Sharmila Nagarajan all the way from the UK's, and she's the chair for Rotary Action Group Menstrual Health and Hygiene. In with the tagline "Break the Silence," and it is definitely break the silence, ladies and gentlemen. Why? Because nobody speaks about this, and when she has got this theme of hers and of hers, yeah. And I could see in the website and also Facebook, her team is like big timers, yeah, and they are doing a lot of things. Now let's go back to your team, Sharmila. What do they do and how are they performing? Not a KPI assessment or what, but so just want
No,
to know
everyone is
how are
doing
they
it.
there? Yeah.
Everyone is doing really well. Um, it's not just about women. We also need the support of the men.
Okay.
It is a teamwork.
Yeah. I'm gonna
We
come to
can't,
that later, yeah, as to how women can help. But yes, go ahead.
it is a teamwork, and we do need the support of our male friends and family also. And also, creating and educating men and young boys at school is also important, because they may have a younger sister or elder sister. They may support their mum, aunties, and at least they will have a better understanding of what period is. Those days, boys don't know anything about periods. They're
Yeah.
not spoke about. It's all hush, hush, hush. But I think we, in this time, in this world, in the present time, I would say we need to create the awareness. Men need to know about periods. It's no longer a taboo. And just going back to probably sometime last year, I had did a presentation with road tractors in India, and half of them were boys or young men. They had a lot of questions, and it was interesting because they were like, "So, how do we deal with it when my mum has periods and she's
Yeah.
really moody?" And they were asking us tips on how they could deal or keep their mums happy and please them. And I was really happy to see the kind of questions that was coming out of these boys. And we even
Mm.
told them, like, look, come back with another group and we're happy to do another presentation, and let's create more awareness. That's what is needed. We just need to create more awareness.
Yeah, I think that is the ultimatum of the whole this whole action group. Yeah, that you have this one part where you're actually saving the lives of these ladies and girls out there. But on another note is about the male friends of yours. We How do you want us to help? And the fact that these young boys asking about how do you manage ladies, friends, family who are going through menstrual. How do you manage them? Itself, it's a big time and nobody speaks about it. For the longest time, people don't. I remember when I was very young, when my mom asked me to buy sanitary pads from the shops. We The shop owner used to wrap it with newspaper. It is like nobody should see. But nowadays, when I go, everybody just like they will just throw it on the counter and say, yeah, this is what I want.
Yes.
So and I became like that already. Nowadays, when I buy stuff for my lady friends, it's just straight away go buy and come back, and nobody speaks about it. So the transition happened. But
Yes.
in India, I don't know, and some parts of the world also, where I think when you speak about this to the young ladies, I'm sure they will shy off. I mean, as to you are talking about something that we don't talk about. How do you really handle that?
So we have had women who shy away, and we encourage them to talk about it. And we tell them that it's not something to shy away. Be open about it. If you don't talk about it, no one's going to know. You need to break that taboo. Speak about it. Let's talk periods. In schools, we educate the young boys and the girls. So the young boys growing up to be a young man will know how to deal with the situation.
Yeah.
If their sister's having periods, they'll know, like, okay, let's not buck my sister too much. Let her relax a bit. Does she need sanitary napkins? Can I get her a drink? It's just making her comfortable. Some people have pain free periods and some people don't. So it depends on individuals. Some people suffer really bad periods, some people don't. But again, it's up to an individual and how they deal with it. And they need to speak up. If you are in pain and if you just cringe and, shut yourself away, no one's going to know anything. You need to open up and say, look, I've got my periods. I just need some time for myself. Or can you help me get something? It's about being open.
Yeah, yeah, being open. That's the important message here. Now, I see your board of directors. all ladies, and I see Dr. Antonio there. I'm sure he's also playing his part well. Tell me how this man among these roses play his role.
So Dr. Antonio is with us on an ad hoc basis. He has been a COVID warrior. He's very,
Ah,
very busy. So we have not really bothered him much, but he's very much part of the team. We do go to him when we do need support. But we do appreciate that Brazil has been affected quite badly with COVID, and he has been a frontliner.
okay, that's nice. That's nice.
Yeah.
Now,
So we do have two
okay,
medical directors. We have Dr.
okay,
Minakshi,
yeah,
who is more hands-on with us, and I we also find that maybe having a lady is much easier than having a guy talk. But I have had, men talking about periods now, and quite comfortable.
yeah.
And I
Well,
also
I'm
have, we also have requests like, can we have a lady gynecologist speaking to this platform? Can we have someone who is, this is obviously there's cultural differences that we need to think about. And
Mhm.
sometimes we've had like, based on the religious background, we try to get a similar religious background doctor to address the issues. We do look into things. So it varies from country to country and
Okay.
between states as well.
Okay, so you brought up two different things here. One is you spoke about how men now comfortably talking about it. Now, I myself, for one, when I'm talking to you, right, it is so easy because you are able to actually explain it in such a way that I don't feel embarrassed, and everybody can understand what you're talking about in the simplest manner. I've tried having this conversation with some ladies, and the moment you talk about it, right, there are certain times where they actually really shut themselves and they don't talk. It's like yes, one word. I mean, when you say yes and no, it's like okay. I think that's the place where you put a
Break point.
those kind of things. So yes, you need to really have someone to speak about this in a manner of which where people feel very comfortable, especially men. That's one. And the second thing that you spoke about is about religious, different type of religion. You need to actually approach them differently. Now, can you share a little bit, if you may, what are the challenges that you see in different, not naming any religion, but just what are the challenges that you see? Because
So
I do
they,
know
we
that.
we
Go ahead.
we do have some religions where they are very well. They're not comfortable using menstrual cups, and
Oh, really?
some, yeah,
Okay.
we do have. Again, it depends on the whether you're from the lower strata or the upper strata. People on the upper strata sometimes are more open-minded, I would say, than the lower strata. Again, the lower strata, you can target them based on the cost side of things. Again, again, we have to look at their religious background and which product they are comfortable with. It is a very sensitive issue, and we do tread very carefully when we speak at different cultures and religious backgrounds.
Yeah, I'm sure because that's the one thing that you really be very cautious about because
Yes.
it's very deep in everyone. Okay, so ladies and gentlemen, you are watching the Waran Shanmugam show. You've got Sharmila Nagarajan here. She is talking about menstrual health and hygiene from Rotary's perspective here, and she is reaching out not only Rotarians, everyone out there. So in this organization or in this action group, I see that you have got some goals, and one of the goal is decent work and economic growth. How are you all advocating this under this action group?
So, if someone has happy periods, they're going to be able to go to work comfortably, and that's going to help with the growth of a company because you're going to have less loss of man hours. Um, you know, young girls not missing school because they are able to go to school and in a dignified manner. So all these helps build their confidence, socioeconomic background, and work-life balance as well.
Hmm. Okay, okay, that's interesting. Yeah. So You name this happy period. Is this word happy period something that every ladies know?
Well, if you're comfortable with your periods and the products that you use, then you're going to have happy periods. You're not going to
Okay.
be uncomfortable with your periods.
Okay. All right. Okay.
And we
Good.
want everyone to experience happy periods, not discomfort or uncomfortable periods.
Okay. All right. Good. Yeah. So these are the terminologies that yeah, I've never heard of, by the way. But
Break the
anyways,
silence,
I know, right?
happy periods, break the
Yeah.
taboo, let's talk about periods.
Yeah.
There are a few things that we do, or hashtags.
You guys are amazing because you guys actually, you ladies actually go in to many places and introducing new ways in talking about menstrual health and also hygiene. I think that is really amazing. Now, active projects that you have. What are the current project that you guys are involved in? If you can share a little bit.
So, for example, in Argentina, there is a project distributing menstrual cups and reusable sanitary napkins. That's an ongoing project that's going on. In India, there's a lot of districts that are doing again the same similar. I mean, every country pretty much does similar projects. Again, it's distribution of menstrual cups, reusable napkins, creating awareness, speaking to schools, various organizations, having a tie up with them and having a presentation and creating the awareness. Here in the UK, I present to a lot of the Rotary clubs in the UK and outside. And also, we do have our weekly, or sorry, monthly meetings, and we do touch base on break the silence even when we have speakers. We do have a forum where we do have discussions on periods and bouncing of ideas. We do have board meetings where we decide how we are doing things and how we can progress. And especially now that we have got an approved bank account, we will be, it's a yes, definitely, because it's a big battle of 1 year. The Rotary Action Group battled to get the bank account. So the credit goes to Denise Clishan in Spain, who did all the groundwork, and she was very persistent for the last 1 year trying to get this bank account sorted. I think she got it sorted with the help of a very senior Rotarian in the bank. I think sometimes being that Rotarian helps. And obviously, it was for a good cause as well. So we managed to get that. And we are going to be extending the membership to all Rotarians and non Rotarians. So to join an action group, you don't need to be a Rotarian. You can be a non Rotarian and be part of an action group. That's not just menstrual health, but there are various other action groups. It's basically action groups are targeted to specific areas of focus. So in our case, is menstrual health. We do have reproductive, maternal, child, and health. They look at the childbearing and anything related to reproductive and maternal, child, and health. We specifically look at periods. We also do talk about the problems that they would have, but I'm not going to go into that. I'm not a medical doctor. That's normally taken care by our medical director, Dr. Meenakshi. So whenever we have a menstrual hygiene forum, Dr. Meenakshi would be there. She would do the question and answers on the medical side of things, because we are not qualified to give any medical advice. And
I
if they
see.
have any, Dr. Meenakshi is very approachable. You can obviously approach her anytime, and she's happy to help.
There you go. Very nice. Very nice. So I'm sure you'll be able to give us some.
I also need to say that menstrual products or menstrual projects are done in Malaysia.
Ah,
So
nice.
it's not just in India or
Okay,
Sri Lanka or Nepal
nice.
or.
Nice, nice. Now that you've spoken about Malaysia, tell us a little bit more about
Hey,
what
I'm a
you do
fellow
in.
Malaysian, so I do have to talk a bit about Malaysia as well.
Please, please go ahead. Yeah. So,
So,
so it's happening in the backyard. Yeah.
yes, it is happening. Um, we do have our regional director there called Hema Doresami. She's our regional director, and she herself has done various menstrual health projects, distribution of reusable napkins to the refuge center. I think she's done that. And she has also done a series talk of related with women health. She's done a couple of those series last year. So it's been quite proactive, even though we've had COVID, you know, because of COVID, we cannot do a lot of groundwork. So when
Mm-hmm.
you can't do the groundwork, it's about creating the awareness. So,
Nice.
and that goes on. And I'm sure there are a lot of other clubs within Malaysia who are doing menstrual projects, which I'm not aware of. Um, and hoping to reach out to the next DGE to see if how we can help support in the local areas.
Oh,
That's
that's
something that we'll be doing in the next run up to next couple of months to see how we can support the the DGs coming in the new year.
nice, nice. Shout out to Hema Doraisamy, yeah, and the work that she's doing in Malaysia. And interesting how you have got things happening pretty much everywhere, yeah. So now the question is this. Now, before that, ladies and gentlemen, you're watching the Waran Shanmugam show. You have got Sharmila here, who's talking about menstrual health and hygiene. Interesting topic, at least for me, because I learned a lot of things. So now the question is this. Now, you have got these things happening in Rotary environment, or rather through Rotary. How about the government sector? How are you approaching the government, and for the government to take on this action group to be part of their initiative? What are your work on that area?
Oh, at the moment, there's not much going on within government sector. We haven't actually touched based on that yet. It is something that we are looking to do, but we have to take baby steps.
Okay.
We can't just, just because we've started and we just launch into everything. We have to take baby steps, build our credentials, build our rapport with organizations, and then saying, like, this is what we want to do and how we can approach it, working with the government. And that's something that we will need to take up eventually.
Okay.
We have to
Okay.
establish ourselves before we can do that.
Okay. All right. And this is the same case in Malaysia and other parts of the world also.
Yes, it would be. Yeah.
Okay. Okay. All right.
So
Because that
in
will be
Malaysia, just going back to when I was at school, we were told about periods at school. So we had our education there. I don't know if this is still going on in schools in Malaysia, but I'm hoping that it is, because it creates the awareness on periods, or the young girls are educated on periods. And in India, we have our warriors who go out there, or the crusaders who go out there and create the awareness, speak about periods, the problems associated with it, again, the products. We do create the awareness. So a lot of stuff is concentrated to India, because we need to make sure that we do something successfully in one country, and then we'll be able to do it in other countries. Again, different countries will work differently because of, different religious backgrounds, cultural backgrounds. They have, we have to respect each individual country as an individual country, and treat it differently. We can't use, the tactics that we use in India, or the approach that we use in India. We can't say we can use that in another country in the African region or in the UK. Say in the UK or in the European or the Western world, a menstrual cup could be used by teenagers, and they will be more than happy to use it, because in European countries, girls are more sexually active at a younger age compared to Asian countries. It's just my thinking, but this is what we've heard from. So creating the awareness here on the products is much easier, and pushing menstrual cup in the Western world is more easier than probably in the sub-Saharan areas. And also because we are targeting the lower strata, for us, it's about helping them to save money and make a difference in one's life.
okay. Okay. Makes
Because
sense.
the idea with Rotary is to help someone. So we're going to help someone who is in need.
Yeah, and I think you guys are doing well in whatever that you guys are doing, which is where the next question is going. You mooted the idea, this initiative. Why and how it all started, if I may ask you?
Yeah, sure. So I started this group around, I think it was 7th of April in 2020. It was
Okay.
during the start of the peak of the COVID. So I was working from home and I was thinking, I want to do something. What can I do to make a difference? And I decided, like, let me form a WhatsApp group, just calling it Rotary International Women. I got a couple of my friends who I knew from India and Malaysia, got them together, and that group expanded to over 200 members in like a couple of weeks. And we were like, right, we are so many women now, we need to do something. The idea initially was to exchange ideas from different countries because we all would think differently and projects are done slightly different. It was more of a platform to exchange ideas. That was the initial phase. Then we decided as women we must do something to make a difference. And we did narrow it down to couple domestic violence, child abuse, and menstrual health was one of it. And when we said menstrual health, a lot of people, when that comes under water and sanitation, was right. And then we did look into it, but they don't really look into menstrual part of it. It's more about water and sanitation, about building toilets. Yes, girls do need toilets in order to be able to use it comfortably during periods and stuff, but not specifically looking at periods. So we decided that what that was something that we would like to do, and we had Holger Nack speak to us, RI past RI president, and he encouraged us, saying, "Why don't you guys actually approach and do it as an action group?" And that's when we pulled our resources together and started working towards it. And we had submitted the application in November 2020, and we were approved last year in March. So we've been going for about officially a year now, just over a year, and having approved a bank account after a year. So it's like it's taken us a year to get it, a year since we got it approved. We've got a bank account. Hopefully next year we would have gone another step higher, and I would like to create more awareness that this is what I want. I want to be able to make a difference in someone's life somewhere. you know it's heartbreaking to hear people commit suicide, young girls committing suicide, and the stories that go along with it. It's very heartbreaking when someone tells you these are the things that go on, and it brings tears to my eyes. And for me, and not just myself, but it's the whole Rotary Action Group, the members, we are all passionate about it. I mean, I say me, but it's not me. It's we are all part of the group and we all are passionate about it. That's why we do this. It's
Yeah.
because when you're passionate about something, you'll be able to do it successfully, and we do it as a team. I mean, I do presentations, yes. Again, other board members also do presentations. My vice chair is Vidya Srinivas from India. She does presentation. My RAG secretary is Denise. She does presentations as well within Europe and worldwide. So we all do our bit to create awareness.
Yeah.
It's not just myself, but it's everyone in the board who does. And it's not only the board, it's the members as well. I have got, members in the African region, the South American region, Asia Pacific. So everyone, I've got like 5 or 6 WhatsApp groups just for the Rotary Action Group for menstrual health and hygiene. And they all share what they do. And it's about bouncing off ideas within the WhatsApp groups as well.
Mm.
And we're hoping that once we have our membership up and running, we were able to put more information on our website, so it will be eventually upgraded as well,
Yeah.
um, with more information, links on how to do pads, videos on menstrual cup, talks. We would have all of that. So watch the space. The website will not change. It will still be www.ragmhh.org. And we will be putting more information there.
Okay, that's
It's
nice.
team
So
effort.
yeah, it is. It is definitely. Baby steps is what you spoke about just now. In any ways, but you guys are really touching lives. That is definite. Yeah, and yeah, when you say I, that shows how much you are into this initiative. That's what I see when you say I myself. Why? Because it is so deep that you really want to bring about change, and this I also definitely means this whole team has become so close and one, and therefore that oneness is what saying
And I
you.
also must also emphasize that we've not met anyone of my team. Oh, none
Oh
of
my
us have met each other.
goodness.
I know Vidya from when I lived in India, and I know Daksha because she came over for a holiday and I met her. Apart from the rest of my board members, I have not met.
There you go.
So we are hoping to meet at the Houston convention, and some of us are staying together. So we will be networking quite a bit, and we do have a breakout session as well in the convention in
Nice.
Houston.
If one thing were to come out that is positive with the COVID and the pandemic is this:
Yes.
borderless. Yeah, everything is available. Yet you have yet to meet personally, physically, one to one. So yeah, that's the website, and also you have got Facebook page, which we will be sharing it with you shortly, so that if you have got anything that you want to connect, I'm assuming that they can actually connect through the website. Is that so?
No, they won't be able to connect through the website at the moment, but I'm happy for them to reach out to me via social media.
Okay, good. So, yeah, so I'll give you. So, the social media that you're talking about, is it Rotary Action Group Menstrual Health and Hygiene Facebook page?
Yes.
Okay, good. Yeah, fine. So I will give you those details as we go along with the show. You will be able to see that at the bottom later. But yeah, those are the contact details. Now, I want to quickly go into yourself, Sharmila. Now, you've spoken about the work that you have been doing. You, Sharmila Nagarajan, tell us a little bit about yourself. Where were you from? How you ended up in UK's, and tell us a little bit about
Okay.
yeah,
So
yeah.
I'm originally from Malaysia. So I was born in Johor Bahru,
Ah,
grew up in
beautiful
PJ,
job.
went to Asunta School,
Uh-huh.
and I came here to further my studies, which I did in marketing and market research, and then went on to work in market research, then into customer service, housing, and then I got into the oil and gas industry where I've worked for many years. And then I moved to India in 2013, and that's where my Rotary journey started.
Ah,
So my neighbor introduced me to Rotary. She said, "You might meet some friends there, and you might like what we do." That's what she said, and I said, "Okay, I will come and have a look at it." And I never looked back after that. So I was a very active Rotarian the 5 years I was in India. I was also a club secretary there with the Rotary Club of Trishurapalli Sakti, and that's
okay.
District 3000. It's South India. That's where my Rotary journey actually started, and obviously with a lot of women power because that club was a women-only club. So
Ah,
give me lots of boost, and then I decided that I wanted to come back to the UK. So I came back to the UK. I was still a club member in India, but I was for about 6 months, I was debating what shall I do with my membership, and then I decided that I will approach a club here in the UK, and I started attending meetings. At that time, it was face to face in back in 2019. It was face to face meetings, and I used to go and join them for the projects. And eventually, from January 2000, I moved my membership to the UK club, which is Rotary Club of Tower Hamlets, which is in London, District 1130. And there I was nominated by the past District Governor Tony Sharma and seconded by the club members for me to be the club president. So I am the current club president for my club. So I hold a club president role, a chair role, I am also part of the UK or Rotary Great Britain and Ireland Empowering Girls core team.
Mm-hmm.
So we do meet on a monthly basis to see how we can empower girls, and very much involved in that. And work-wise, I work for an oil and gas international oil and gas company. We do hybrid working, so I'm able to join. Those days, I was able to join the Zoom meetings whenever I could, but nowadays it's pretty limited. I try to do only Zoom meetings or any meetings after my office hours. And what else do you want to know? That's me basically.
Okay, good. So the more important is, I think, Madam President, you need to speak about your Rotary Club. That's very important because they will be watching, and if you don't speak about them, it doesn't
my
justify.
my club members are
Yes, I was
wonderful club members.
sure. I'm sure.
They are very supportive of what I do, and I do tell them, like, I do share my details of meetings that I'll be presenting, and they do support me. And we had an auction last year with Daksha, who is the fundraising director for the Rotary Action Group. So we had an auction done sort of online and in one of the galleries here in Surbiton. We raised some funds towards menstrual health, and that funds will be from the funds that Daksha has given or donated to us. That is going to be specifically used for menstrual health projects that I decide to allocate them for. Apart from that, we do support the local community on the food bank, local hospice. Um, we do support or volunteer in the London Marathon. So the marathons that happen in the UK or in London, we do go and volunteer as water stations or backdrops. These are the main projects that we do, and we have other ongoing ones. And at the latest one that we'll be doing is creating awareness on vaccination, COVID vaccination, and we have been told by one of the doctors from the resilience team that Tower Hamlets has the lowest number of people who have been vaccinated against COVID. So we're going to be having a drive next month
Okay.
on creating the awareness on the benefits of having the vaccine with the help of some medical doctors that's going to be there. It's actually not only, I've been told, in Tower Hamlets or in London. That's pretty much around the UK. Tower Hamlets has the lowest percentage of vaccinated population. So that's definitely a big job there for us to do. And
Yeah.
coming up to Ramadan next month, well, we're going to ramp up and do quite a bit of work there.
Wow. Wow.
Apart from
So
that, what we do in my club, once a month we have a fellowship, which is we meet for dinner at a local restaurant, a different cuisine every month.
nice.
So that's something that my club looks forward to, and we extend it to other clubs in the neighborhood who warmly comes and joins us as well. And and our weekly meetings are on Zoom, so we don't have a face-to-face meeting. So that once a month is the fellowship where we meet face to face.
Nice.
So everyone
Really.
sort of looks forward to that fellowship.
Yeah, well, I am looking forward to that dinner fellowship when, if I were to able to come there, once the borders are readily available for us to cross.
Well,
Yeah,
you
but
guys can come over, and I'm hoping to come over in October. So I'll definitely hook up with you then.
yeah, please do. You know what, how to contact me. Yeah, but
Yes.
interesting when you are here. A lot more stories that we can actually hear from you. But this is the thing. One last request is a message from you, Sharmila, to the ladies out there. I do a lot of work on counseling these ladies. And I hear a lot of stories as to how the pandemic actually changed them, and they don't see light at the end of the tunnel. So uh, that little message to the ladies out there, because I see that you do a lot of things. The question that I wanted to ask is, how do you manage? But instead of me asking that question, I think the proper question would be, how do you advise these ladies out there who think that, you know what, life is a goner, I cannot see further. What's the advice that you have for these ladies to be able to stand tall and move forward? Go ahead, Sharmila.
There's always a light at the end of the tunnel. That might be a struggle, but eventually there will be light, and you have to be persistent in what you do. You know, each failure is a step closer to success, is what I think. And failures are just stepping stones. You know, in life we go through hurdles. Hurdles will always be there. We have to just jump through and right through those. Problems will be there, but it's how we look at the problems and how we deal with it. And I'm sure as we age, we get wiser and we think differently. And the message I would say is be strong, be confident as a woman. Speak up.
Nice. Be strong, be confident, and speak out. Very important, very important. Speak out. Sharmila, I know it's past midnight. Thank you so much for your time. Appreciate it. And I think everybody who's listening to what you have shared have learned a lot more. So thank you once again, Sharmila.
Thank you.
Take care.
Take
Just
care.
thank you. All right. So there you go, ladies and gentlemen. It's a very different topic, very different conversation that we had. But I think this is the message that I want to pass it on to not only ladies but the to the men out there. You need to think about how best you can help these ladies in ways possible. Now that you know that there are so many things that you can do on a personal level, what do you want to do? Just being there with them when you know someone is going through this period of time is itself enough. Gentlemen, ladies, thank you so much. We will see you again next week, 8 p.m. Malaysian time. Thank you for watching the Waran Shanmugam show. See you next time. Bye bye.